About 2 days ago, I filmed a video about my regrets as a 23-year-old. And it's not often where I feel pain after a video, like deep pain within me. Normally, I'm fine with it. Normally, I don't really feel anything. Just, yeah, good video, whatever, let's carry on, etc. Let's get it out. But this time, I felt deep pain after it, deep sadness. And the reason for that was I uncovered a lot of my pain and a lot of my trauma through that video, which was quite a weird feeling, really, because you're vulnerable, you put it out, etc. And what happened was, after the video, I was feeling resentment and anger for about 2 to 3 people. I was feeling a lot of resentment, a lot of anger. Like, oh, why did they do this? Why did they do that? Oh, why? And on that night, I watched a very important video. So there was this guy who fell off a skateboard and he absolutely ruined his head. There was stuff in his head that got absolutely fucked. And then he died for 18 days. And then what happened was he was explaining what he saw and he went to heaven in his body, essentially. He went to heaven and he left his body, went there for 18 days. And something really hit me with what he said. He said, when you hold on to resentment, when you hold on to not forgiving someone, the demons and in that spirit world, they are literally feasting off of that. Literally feasting off of the way you're feeling, the pain you're feeling, and you are keeping that feedback loop in your head. And it really hit me. I was like, why do I always feel pain when I feel like this? And what can I do to sort it out? So what happened was I heard this and then I was having this analogy in my head. I'm thinking about it, whatever. Let's say, for example, they're feasting off of it, which is could be an analogy, could be the truth. We don't truly know. But what it is true is when you're experiencing it in your reality, is it keeps you in that loop, that negative feedback loop, which doesn't help you truly. So what I did was I thought, how can I solve this? How can I solve this feedback loop? Because if not, it's just going to torment me for ages because some of this stuff happened years ago, like years ago, and I'm still holding on to it. So I was like, how do I solve this? And I felt the thought again. I believe it was the next day. That's when it was. It was the next day. And I was building some momentum. I was having a fairly good day. And I just heard this voice as soon as I felt resentment for a certain relationship that I had last year. Guess what? I just said, I forgive her. That's all I said. I forgive her. And I just felt this deep breath in me of gratitude and relief. And then I tried it again with something else. I forgive them. As simple as that. Just nip it in the bud straight away. I forgive them. And what this does is it stops that negative feedback loop, which you keep staying in. Because as soon as you say, oh, why did they do this? Then you ask, why did they do that thing? Why did they do that thing? Why did that thing happen? Then that thing happened. Then that thing. You get in this loop of pure negativity, which does not help you at all. Let's be real, it doesn't help you at all. And I was like, how has this one belief changed how I perceive these situations? So every time now, when I get in my brain about stuff like this, I just say, I forgive them. I forgive that person. And it gives you this sense of gratitude and understanding that you're actually getting over it. And this is the thing, boys. It isn't necessarily just about forgiving that person, which you're saying you do and your body feels like you are. It's more so like you stop your brain from going around in this loop. And also it allows you to actually carry on. And it allows you to find other stuff with that energy you were going to use to look at that negative pattern. And this is the deeper meaning with a lot of this stuff, boys. I'm in a position now where I'm starting to really understand my thoughts, and I haven't needed therapy or anything like that. And an interesting point that this guy said was, how come in therapy, a lot of times the thoughts recirculate and it never really solves what they're feeling? And he's right. It's because you're feeding these negative thoughts. You're feeding them onto more negative thoughts, to more negative thoughts, and more negative thoughts. And what does that do? That keeps you in that pattern. And what happens then? You're familiar with that mindset. And then you might not ever even get over that. So as soon as you say, I forgive them, and you truly believe that, as soon as that negative thought comes into your head about them, say in yourself, I forgive them. And build that every single time a negative thought happens. And watch you feel better about it. Watch you genuinely feel better about it. Like right now when I do it, I'm like, I forgive them. Then I carry on. Then I actually feel positive. It feels like a relief off your shoulders, a relief off like you're carrying. It feels like you're carrying extra weight, man. And this is what you need to understand, boys. If you do not forgive these people for what happened, you're never really going to move on because they're not even living with what you're living with. They're not even necessarily living with the pain or the regret. And that's what was hurting me about these situations was I know these people weren't even thinking about it. I know these people just acted as they were them. Now, does that make it right? No. Does that make it correct? No. But what I will say is you're the only one living with them thoughts. You're the only one living with that sadness. So why should you live with that? Why should you hold on to that, hold on to that pain and that sadness whilst they just carry on, not even realizing they did anything wrong? They were just acting in themselves. This is what you need to understand, boys. And I'm telling you, genuinely, when you feel these negative thoughts, when you get any negative regret, sadness, etc. about a person, tell yourself straight away, I forgive them. And if you don't believe it fully, say it again and have a deep breath. And really focus on it. Even close your eyes on that if you have to and just say, I forgive them. And you feel a sense of gratitude and it stops that loop. And it actually puts you on a positive trajectory. Then you think about, yeah, let's do this. Let's go towards that. Let's build that. Let's do whatever. Let's message that person. Let's see what they're saying. Let's see how their day is. Let's see the good people in my life. And it allows you to move on, boys. And this is quite a realization that I've never felt before. And it feels incredible, boys. Please, please understand this. If you have to, visualize, literally, this is what I do. Is I visualize demons eating off my thoughts, these negative thoughts. Genuinely, that's what I visualize. They're eating off my negativity. I'm feeding that. And it's not necessarily, let's say, in the spiritual world. We don't know what's happening, but let's say they are. Let's say they are feeding off of that in the spiritual world. But it's more so in your mental. You're now feeding off that negativity, which is leading to more negativity. Doesn't help you, boys. Doesn't help you. So genuinely, just say, I forgive them. Deep breath, carry on. Deep breath, I forgive them. Every time that thought goes into your head, I forgive them. Puts a full stop on it and allows you to move forward. Thank you, boys.